Hi, this is Tracy Lee Stum, and I'm here to teach you how to 3D street paint. Today I'm going to do a demo on creating a simple reflecting pool, and I will show you how to create something that is an illusion that's going to work for you on the ground. So here we go. I'm drawing in a square-shaped pool. It's fairly small. It's 4 feet by 4 feet, and this is going to be my starting point. As you can see here, I'm making markations that are slightly inside of that with my ruler, yardstick, or measuring tape. This is going to be the framework or stonework that frames my pool. One thing you want to remember when creating these simple 3D effects is that you have to remember what the image looks like directly above. So if it's a square pool or a rectangular pool or a circular pool, you're actually going to draw a square or a rectangle or a circle to start with. As you can see here, I'm starting to indicate where my blocking or stonework is going to go with an angle iron, using to create the right angle. And after I've done with that, I'm going to create my vanishing point or viewpoint. This is where the camera gets set up to view the illusion when it's complete. So I've determined that it's about 4 feet back from the edge of the lower edge of the drawing. And here you can see I'm using a snap line to create my perspective lines, which are going to make this pool look like it goes down into space. As you can see, I'm also snapping the line up against the very inside edge of where the stone blocking marks go. This is going to help with more perspective to create that illusion of depth. One thing you want to remember while you're doing this is to make sure that you don't lose your lines while you're working. So here you can see I'm adding a little bit of chalk so that I have a definite mark so I can follow it. The next thing I'm going to be doing is creating the water level line that's going to be hitting my perspective planes. As you can see, I've drawn a parallel line at the top and 2 parallel lines on either side. Where they start and stop is where they hit that main diagonal line that is coming down from the 2 corners. Once I've got those lines in, I'm going to start putting in some of the detail in the drawing. And here you can see me drawing and starting to fill in color with some lily pads that I thought would make the water look a little bit more interesting. So I'm putting in my shadow line now on the right side. That's the dark color I'm putting in. And everything that is between that dark line and that light blue line is going to be my water shadow color. So you can see I'm starting to put in some dark blue at the bottom and blending that with my hands. Here I'm drawing a diagonal line from the top of the corner down to where it hits the water line, and this is going to be the shadow dark color that hits the pavement or the framework of the artwork. So this is all going to be the shadow area. I'm filling this in with a dark color right now, but I'm still keeping that line so you can still see the angle. And this is the area that again is going to be in shadow, and the sunlight's going to be hitting the left side of the drawing. So here I'm adding a lot of my base blue color. I like to start with a mid-tone color for most of my drawings as a base color, and then I start building lights and darks on top of them. And as you can see, I'm taking it up a little bit lighter as I get to the top of the drawing. This is going to help with the illusion of depth, that water's getting deep as it moves down the drawing. And I'm just really adding a lot of variation here, some greens, some blues. And as you can see, I really like to put a lot of detail in the drawing. I just keep working each area as I feel it needs it. Here I'm doing the lily pads. I'm putting some darks and lights. The shadows are in the same position as what I've determined on the water. So the darks are going to be on the right side. The lights are going to be on the left side. And here I'm putting rings of water around my lily pads to look like they're floating a little bit. And again, you can see that I'm working up more and more detail. I'm working lighter as I continue. It's much more effective if you work with a mid-tone color and start adding the lights on top. You can see I've added some reflective lighting there on the water, and now I'm putting some fish in, some koi that I think is going to make the orange of the koi is going to stand out dramatically against the blue, so it creates a nice effect. And you can see I'm just roughing this in. I'm not putting a whole lot of time and energy into the detailing. Just putting in base colors Again, working from medium to light. And now I'm putting in some water reflective marks. You can see that I've used a light chalk to do that. And on the top here, I'm working on the border or the frame that's going around my pool. And these are the stone blocks that I've decided to create to make this look like it's got a nice stone frame going around it. And here I'm defining the lines a little bit stronger. I usually like to start with a nice gray or brown as a base color, and then I start working details on top of that. And so you can see the illusion is starting to work here, and understand why I put the shadow on that right side. And I'm putting the lighter gray color on the inside, on the top, and on the left side of the drawing. So that's where the sunlight's actually going to be hitting my perspective planes. And here's the finished piece, taken from an eye-level camera set up on the viewing point I established at the beginning of the drawing process. I hope you enjoyed this 3D pool demo. Thanks so much for watching.